We begin in the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 11. Then Moses raised his arm and struck the rock twice with his staff. Water gushed out, and the community and their livestock drank. Imagine the scene, a vast, unforgiving desert. The sun is relentless. People having escaped bondage in Egypt now feel abandoned in a barren wilderness. Their throats are parched, their hope is drying up, and their murmurings turn into a bitter cry against the leadership of Moses and the God who led them there. They had seen miracles, yet their present suffering blinded them to past faithfulness, and in that moment of profound human failure, of doubt, of complaint, of outright rebellion, God instructs Moses. He tells him to bring forth water. Even after the people doubted, even after their constant complaining, God still released water from the rock. God met their need in the middle of their failure. This reveals the staggering depth of God's mercy. It's a lesson that echoes through eternity. He is faithful even when we are flawed. Provision flows not because we are perfect, but because He is perfect in His faithfulness. Our worthiness is not the prerequisite for His provision. His grace is the source. The same principle holds true in our lives today. Not long ago, I heard of a man named David who had been with his company for over a decade. The market shifted and suddenly his position was eliminated. The security he had built for his family vanished overnight. Weeks turned into months. Savings dwindled, and a quiet fear began to settle in his heart. He prayed, he searched, he networked, but every door seemed to be firmly shut. It was his desert moment. Just as despair began to take root, he received a call from a former colleague he hadn't spoken to in years. A new company was starting a division and needed someone with his exact skill set. It wasn't a lottery win, it was a lifeline. It was water from a rock in his own modern wilderness. If you need provision today, whether it's financial, emotional, or spiritual, remember this: the same God who brought water from a rock for a complaining nation can and will supply your need. His methods may be unexpected, but His faithfulness is unwavering. Jehovah Jireh, our provider, we thank You that You are faithful to meet every need. We trust You for provision in our lives, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Help us to quiet our complaints and replace our doubts with a deep and abiding trust in Your character. Remind us of the water from the rock, and help us lean fully on You. In Jesus' name, amen.